The clouds have opened up and the sun is shining. We've got a beautiful day here in Solaris City.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. A great day for the kickoff of the Solaris game. I'm joined by Lars Olofsson and the SBC crew. And we're about to open this season of Ultimate Battle Mech Combat. This season starts with the Solaris Oversight Committee, dividing every known mech variant into 7 divisions. Each division is based on a number of properties, ranging from loadouts and profiles to flat-out battlefield viability. Mech warriors have the ability to fight solo or to group with another mech warrior to fight in a 2v2 scenario. Mech warrior stats are tracked separately by solo and group matches. Matchmaking is done based on the highest mech warrior's ranking in group matches, and special calculations are performed on the lower-ranking mech warriors. No hand-holding allowed here, folks. Battle Mech Combat is serious business. Along with the serious combat experience comes serious expenses. This is where patrons come into play. Patrons take on contracts with all mech warriors participating in the Solaris games. Different patrons provide different payment structures, which grow over the course of a season. Patrons aren't the only ones providing a source of income during the game. Mech warriors also have the ability to gain sponsors throughout their seasonal run. Unlike contracted patrons, sponsors can be gained and lost, and their loyalty completely depends on a mech warrior's skill on the battlefield. One unusual aspect of a Solaris-tuned battle mech is its outward appearance. Solaris is the home to mechs that have unique bolt-on cosmetic equipment. It's not unusual to see a giant set of horns or spikes on a Solaris mech. Patrons and generosity from manufacturers are the main means of gaining these bolt-on cosmetics. Who knows what will be in that crate that just landed in your mech pit? Every mech warrior has the choice to participate in whichever division they want to, as each division has its own leaderboard. The leaderboards are broken down into single and group combatants. At the end of a season, the leaderboards are reset. A Solaris game season lasts for 3 months. At the end of a season, the best performing mech warriors are rewarded, and all stats are backed up in the Solaris archives.
There goes the side torso.
Kapow!
Ha-ha! He's barely operational.
He entered the arena that way.
All production teams, start V checks.
Stadium attendance at 800.
Tech Team 4, can you look at Projector 41? Something's up with it.
Camera 25, just focus.
Abbiamo un'interruzione audio sui canali 24, 25 e 102.
系统显示一切正常。
Teammate switch to blimp cam on Y mark. And mark.
All non-essential personnel clear the stadium.
15 seconds. System check complete.
Satellite uplink established. Signal satellite discharge. 10 seconds.
Lasciare insegnare il controllo principale.
4, 3, 2, 1.
right, welcome guys. My name is Phil. I'm the host of the NoGutsNoGalaxy podcast, bringing you some MechWarrior Online and the sneak peek to the Solaris 7 hero mechs, along with the Fafnir and all of its little variants. Like I say, a quick shout out to everyone already in chat. Looks like we're already pulling 400 plus people. Guys, if I could get your assistance to spread the word, the gospel that is mech porn, retweet is appreciated. Dropping that link in chat. But before we really get going, I'd like to say welcome to Chris and Darren. How you doing, Chris?
Hi everyone, how's it going?
Good, man. How's your day going?
It's going pretty good.
Yeah, I saw you were talking about machine guns and Solaris. Are you, is that your baby?
In Div 7, I tend to like the Vindicator 1X over the Yenlo, but everyone seems to be excited about the Yenlo in Div 7 for some reason.
Because Yenlo is awesome, you know?
No, of course.
Legendary.
We also have
By the way,
Darren. How you doing, man?
You said something about Fafnir and little. I feel like you use that in the same sentence, and I don't know. That does not belong. There's nothing little about the Fafnir.
Are you saying it's a contradiction?
I am saying total contradiction. I'm super happy to be here, super excited. You know, we got a lot of mechs to look at today. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready to do this?
Ready?
I am, man. Those trailers get me pumped up. Of course, retweet if you can, guys. We want to get as many people in here as possible. And I'm going to just right away kick off this first giveaway. The first giveaway is for Solaris 7 Hero Pack. It's 7 hero mechs, new hero mechs, coming out tomorrow morning. If you want to enter, you know what it is. Hashtag Solaris 7 in chat right now. Good luck, Mech Warriors. Phil, what are we going to show off first?
We're going to show off the new Hero Atlas. So, yeah.
Okay, Mike, one question.
Yes.
Because we basically have 3 things to show off today, and we may get into some discussion later on with Paul, maybe even Russ.
Yeah.
And there were some mentions of a 1v1. I don't know. We'll see if we can make that happen. But regardless, you know what? That's going to be hard to make happen. Anyway, got to think on that. Today we have the Solaris 7 heroes. We've got the Fafnir, and we have supply caches. Do we want to start off with the supply caches though, or do you want to go right into mechs?
I mean, I think we can show off the supply caches, considering.
Why don't you do one every once in a while?
Let's
kick off with one.
Let's just show it.
All right.
Let's do this. All right, guys. We do have a new supply cache system in game. A little bit different than what you guys previously had. And first thing you're going to notice in the UI is supply cache progress, 0 of 1,000. And of course, I have 65 unopened supply caches right there, number. So when you play, you're automatically going to gain experience for this, and you no longer have to buy a key or any of that. Also, you got refunded for every supply cache you had previously was 50,000 C-bills each, and then I believe 25 MC for each key as well. So do not worry about that. Now, there are a few different supply caches, and I do believe Russ mentioned being able to purchase those later, but you automatically get one via the experience up here. And of course, how do you find those? Inventory, and we go down to supply caches. So we got a few different ones, and of course, common, uncommon, rare, ultra rare, and then the Solaris 7, there's level 2 through 10 as well. So this is actually my first time seeing this as far as operating. So let's go ahead and do the common.
Yeah, do the ultra rare one or whatever at the very end.
All right.
Let's save that for the very end.
So first off, this is what we got. You can open another one down here, or you can click back in the bottom left. The bottom left, it's hidden by my camera, but down on the bottom left, there's a back button. So let's go ahead and unlock these. And so with this, these are just earned, guys. You don't have to pay anything for them. I know it's I believe Russ referenced Overwatch in their system, and as you can see, easy, understood, to the point.
Yeah, that's probably the nearest comparison. I definitely think it's an improvement. It's going to make supply caches a lot more fun. Russ, are you actually here? I think I surprised him. Russ will be joining us, I think. And when he does appear, he'll say hi, let us know he's here. But anyway, you want to do one more, or did you do a few?
I'm going through. I'm gonna go to the rare ones now.
Okay, but yeah, save
Rita, Banner. I need something to have target practice with.
Yeah, you do.
Shots fired. I'll do one more here. Let's see. All right, Liao Dreamcatcher. I mean, obviously, gotta have a lot of dreams. If you're Liao.
If you're living in that territory.
So we're gonna save the ultra rare. Is that what you're saying? I don't know.
Let's save the ultra rare.
I don't.
Do you want to just do it?
We're here.
Okay, let's do it. Let's just take care of the supply caches. Here it is. Let's do the.
Ooh, I got MC.
There you go.
And engine. There's C-bills if you don't need it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
I mean, look, another target to hone
400 MC too.
Another 400 MC. FRR Dreamcatcher. That's acceptable.
Hello?
Hey, Russ. We can hear you now.
Hey, sorry, I kept crashing every time I went to Tools Options to try to remind myself what my push to talk key was, so I don't know why it crashes 100% when I try to go to Options.
Because TeamSpeak is awesome. So we're talking about the supply cache system right now, Russ, and he just got 2 in a row that had 400 MC. So obviously we have common to ultra rare. What Phil?
I just opened up one of the Solaris ones, and of course that's where you get the cosmetic, the bolt-on. So Boar's Tusk here. Let's go to open up another one.
Just wanted to see if you wanted to throw any info in, Russ, if there's anything else to add to what we're showing off here.
Well, I think just I think you mentioned some of this, but just to be clear, on day one there won't be any supply caches in the store to just buy. We just wanted a little more time to make sure that we really liked the bundles and understood the bundles and thought things were great before we did that. So we're expecting to do that in the follow-up patch in May. So upon release, the only way to get them is to earn them. So you earn them with that, XP bar thing. That fills up in like all game modes, except Solaris, I believe, because Solaris is specific to the Patreon tree. So you unlock the Patreon tree up through the tiers, the 10 tiers of the Patreon tree in each division. So 10 times 7, you've got up to 70 different tiers to unlock. And there is I think there's around 5 or so supply caches to unlock in each of the divisions. So you can unlock a bunch of them for free that way, and then of course you can continue to unlock them as often as you can, filling up your regular bar. And the regular bar, I think, is faction play, quick play, for that. So every other game mode outside of Solaris unlocks that XP bar thing.
Awesome. Yeah, I think this is a much better system. So just a reminder, guys, we have more people in chat now. Obviously, there is a giveaway going on currently for the Solaris 7 Hero Pack. It's 7 new hero mechs. They're all Solaris themed, coming out tomorrow. And Chris, you're here. You mentioned there's a lot of lore behind the hero mechs, right? You want to kind of fill me in a little bit on that?
Oh, where did that email go? Yeah, so pretty much all of the Solaris 7 heroes in the hero bundle are pretty much based on pilots from the BattleTech lore. So the Atlas that Phil has on the screen right now is supposed to be pretty much or at least MechWarrior Online's representation of Jason Bloch's Atlas, who was a Solaris champion.
Yeah, it's cool. It's fun when you're when you read all the novels, and there's quite a few novels. I think we were counting in chat. There's at least 3 or 4 novels that take place in Solaris. Well, there's a series, so maybe even more.
I think Jason is the only one whose mech was kind of like in the tertiary fiction. All the other Solaris 7 mechs, if you've read many of the Solaris 7 fictions, either through like Warrior on Guard or Illusions of Victory, there's some pretty recognizable faces in the lineup.
Is anybody from Main Event in here? Anyway, it's cool when you're reading the books, you hear these names, then you see them in game. I definitely love that. And also, in fact, even the Solaris city map that's coming out next month is totally appropriate to the time frame that we're in currently with MechWarrior, because there's the novel, is it Illusions of Victory? I think, where the fighting spills out into the Solaris streets.
Yeah, that's Illusions of Victory. And that's pretty much where the Banshee and the Mad Dog are from.
Right. So it's cool. If you read the novels, you're into the lore, the stuff even becomes a little bit more cool than it already is. Anyway, Phil is showing you the rotating cam, which makes, oh my God, makes putting on decals so much easier.
Yes.
And
all the yes.
You know, the thing is, like, I'm pretty OCD, as you know, and so putting on decals, it could be so frustrating, because then you get out there and you see, oh, it's not, you know, even if it's just off a tiny bit, for me that drives me crazy.
Pixel?
This system, oh yeah, seriously, dude, if I can see it, it drives me insane. So this is just beautiful. I love this new system. But anyway, yeah, this is one of the new Solaris 7 hero mechs that I was referring to in the pack. It is available at mwmercs.com. It's only $30 for 7 hero mechs. That's a huge deal. So be sure to check that out if you can. And do you want to just kind of get into that mech, or do you want to finish?
1 sec. I got to make sure my
pretty.
sponsors can see when the cameras are on me.
Ding, right.
Right. Gotta make sure that, you know.
I love the Solaris 7 decals. That whole, just kind of reminds me a little bit of like NASCAR sponsorship or whatever. Right? It's cool. It totally works.
All right. I like the bullhead. That one's pretty cool. That fits.
Yeah, there's some really good ones.
Yeah, and of
so
course,
let's.
This is isn't this Paul's adventure, the jump jet fuel? Didn't he do the investment?
I don't know if he's gonna lay claim to that. I know he definitely drinks this stuff. Do you want to jump into this mech? Do you want to just make this the first mech that you show off?
I can do that. All right. So as far as the Atlas, this is the Kraken. Obviously, if you were paying attention to the camo pattern, you can see some tentacles, if you will. Cthulhu, if you will. That'd be a cool thing. Tossing it out there, bolt on Cthulhu. All right.
George would like it.
Right. So what sets this different than the other Atlases? One of the main things I want to point out is the ability to take. This is almost identical to the AS7D as far as hard points. The exception here is the right arm has 2 energy. On top of that, the quirks are slightly different. Chris, you want to talk about the new Kraken as far as the quirks?
Yeah, so as we said, the heroes are pretty much all based on the characters from the fiction, so we wanted the quirks to kind of represent who they were in the fiction as well. So with Jason, it was specifically mentioned that he liked to engage people at range, so the Kraken is pretty much kind of a mix between the Atlas D and the K, which is the more long-range version of the Atlas, and the quirks are kind of built around more range and universal cooldown, similar to many of the other Atlases. So unlike the other Atlases, it's got armor quirks, and the actual quirks are more universal, so they apply to pretty much whatever weapons you want to load out on the mechs, whereas some of the other Atlases are much more specialized in the kind of quirks that they get. So this one gets a little bit more universal quirkage.
You know, I know Solaris 1v1s are different and 2v2s. I'm not 100% certain on this XL engine. I will say this, as far as a Solaris and MWO, I think there's going to be some assaults that do go the XL, if not, of course, light engines. But I think like your Victors and stuff that can take the, 385s and stuff, they may make a return.
So the big thing I had to keep in mind is that, we did want to honor pretty much the characters from the fiction and everything. So there's a number of Solaris mechs whose default configurations are much more in line with, what they are in their base configurations, because a lot of these Solaris heroes kind of pretty much climbed the Solaris ladders just in base configurations of the mech. So, the XL Atlas is more because the Atlas 7K has it.
Showing off the camo pattern here again for the default.
Yeah, and many of the mechs, especially those that are meant to kind of honor those from Warrior Unguard, which was, back in 3025 before the clans even showed up, pretty much have essentially succession war tech in their default configurations.
All right. So next up, Just go ahead and make sure. We've got the Banshee. Now, this is actually a chassis that I don't have as much experience as I should, but I've been having some fun with some close range brawl builds, especially with Solaris I was looking at. This is the Siren. In particular, if you guys want to take a quick look at the default camo here. A little bit different with the retrofit missile on the right arm, being at the top of the arm. This is one ugly mech. Like, it's got the face of, like, only a mother. Just tossing that out there. It looks very just brutish. All right. So, Chris, what are the main differences compared to the other variants with the Siren? Jump jets, I notice.
Yeah, the jump jets are the big appeal for this one. And again, this was pretty much another lore mech for Victor Vandergrief, another Solaris champion from the Illusions of Victory novels. So this is pretty much taken directly from the fiction. The other big thing as well is it's got the 2 ballistic slot configuration on the jump jets while also having a large amount of energy hardpoints and even a single missile hardpoint.
To answer your question out there in chat, guys, I see a lot of people asking for the Fafnir scale pictures. I will work on that immediately following the stream and see if I can get those up.
So there were also changes in this patch to jump jets. Can you go ahead and speak about that really quick? Because I think this is pertinent.
Yep, and that's definitely going to affect the Banshee here. Class 1 and Class 2 jump jets have been brought into line with all the other jump jet classes, so they're no longer going to pretty much make you climb a bit slower than the rest. It's pretty much going to be equal across the board between lights all the way up to through assaults now.
Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and quickly drop really quick just to sort of showcase that, so just give me a second. I feel like that's a very important change at assaults. As Russ said, make it so, Chris. Make it so. Or what was the exact... When you were talking about jump jets, he said yes.
No.
Yes. All the yes.
Yeah, I'm in favor of buffing jump jets. I'm pushing on Chris and Paul to go a little further with them. We're quite a long ways removed from the Pop-Tarting era, and the Pop-Tarting era was not just about the jump jets, right? At that point in time, there was no heat generated by jump jets, and there was no leg damage. And so we introduced all of those mechanics kind of simultaneously. And in doing so, I think we probably went a little heavy-handed with the jump jet nerfs. So I think this is the beginning of a reassessment on them, and 1 and 2 were the higher priority, and you're not just going to continue to encourage Chris and the Balance team to look at them, because I think jumping's fun, and as long as we don't overdo it, we might have a little more work to do in that area.
All right, so there's your quick preview in that. Let's hop back in here. So yeah, I will admit, the Banshee is not my forte. Most assaults are not my forte. I'm definitely, if you look at the stats, medium heavies.
So the other thing as well for the Banshee that I should point out is that it's pretty much known as a very mobile chassis. So it's got a fairly high engine rating, and it also has some pretty decent mobility stats for a 95-ton mech.
Let's load back in. Dragon Slayer Resurrection. Oh my. All right. All right, let me check out quickly. Camo right here. This almost looks like a Merrick symbol in the center. I'm gonna point that out. All right, I'm gonna do some obnoxious colors just so you can sort of see where things are here. Changes. By the way, I've noticed, Russ, that all of these heroes have pretty, I guess they would be 2K or higher textures as well. They look pretty sharp. We saw those with the latest Griffin one as well, where it has like the artwork on the...
I think things have been 2K for a few years now, but I will say that there's no doubt. It seems like this new mech hanger seems to really expose the old mechs and the old textures more so, don't you think? I mean, they were exposed before, but I don't know. It's just something now about spinning around and seeing the whole thing. You look at some of those very original textures, and yeah, they're not near as good.
All right, so next we're going to be looking at the Rifleman, the Dowel Breaker. Now there's a little bit of lore behind this, and of course, I definitely like the, it's like the vines, if you will, aesthetic here. Now, I like the Rifleman, in particular the 3N is one of my favorites. This one has ISAC5 cooldowns, range, heat dissipation, and cooldown on top of that. So if you do AC5s, that's 15%, which means you can do 27% cooldown on AC5s. You've got 4 energy and 3 ballistics, 2 in the right arm and 1 in the left. Chris, what's the lore behind this one?
So those who've pretty much read Warrior on Guard probably remember Philip Capet.
Yes.
So this is pretty much his Rifleman, and we've basically outfitted it to kind of, go with his very aggressive nature. So some cooldown, I think it's like a global cooldown plus some heat dissipation to pretty much keep the firepower consistent. And yes, the name for it is definitely a reference to his leanings towards the Capellan people.
So this is slightly different as far as the others. Of course, we have the Legend Killer as well with 4 ballistic, 4 energy. This being 3 ballistic, 5 energy as well.
Legend Killer, by the way, is also Solaris based. It's
yes.
Cool. People ask me which Solaris hero I'm looking forward to most, and it's the Rifleman.
So just looking at this, one of the first things I would probably do is drop the large lasers, put in 5 mediums if I was going to keep the AC5s. Again, 25% or 27% cooldown. I have to give that a try, but large lasers drop, do the 5 mediums. You have an extra energy in the left arm as well. I don't know if it would break me. It wouldn't break me from my 3N love affair, but of course, structure, Indo, switch over to double heat sinks as well.
Yeah, Forrest, absolutely. Yenlo Wang is probably the most, not probably, it's the most famous Solaris mech for sure.
So,
even though it's Division 7.
I know it's not about the size of the barrel, right? But, I mean, if we're honest here.
It's where you land the shot.
Yeah.
Remember, this isn't After Dark.
Oh, God. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know,
I
know that some people picked up on it, but I remember internally we really wanted the Solaris 7 pack to pretty much be able to have all the heroes in it to recreate the title fight that Justin Allard
Oh,
fought
man. Somebody's going to do that.
All right, so the next mech we're going to go ahead and cover is something that I think a lot of you have been looking forward to. And the reason I say that is because out of all of the mechs coming out in the Solaris 7 pack, this one offers hard points that none of the other Mad Dogs have. And in particular, for those that love the homage to MechWarrior 4 Vengeance, it's got the CT nose energy hard points. So what's interesting about this, and I still will be the first one to say it, this is not a energy boat and shouldn't be used as an energy boat. There are better, But that being said, right, we do have another 60-tonner coming out that'll help with that. It's all supplemental. And what's cool with this is it does add 2 energy slots to the CT. So you have a nice combination. Of course, I like the Mad Dog H, but if you get the bonuses for stock Omnipod, so I can't switch that out or take the H Omnipods for that. So some people, Chris, were wondering, why is a clan mech a part of the Solaris 7 pack?
They'll have to read Illusions of Victory to find out. This is another character from Illusions of Victory for those who remember MechWarrior Garrett.
You're not going to spoiler alert? No spoilers here. Read the book.
It covers some pretty big spoilers in the battle.
No, I know. Support Catalyst anyway. Read the book.
But-
They're totally worth it. Get them on Kindle.
But yes, at a certain point, there are clan warriors that make their way out to Solaris, and eventually there's
Absolutely.
even a clan-only stable for former clan warriors.
All right, it's almost got this like orange tint to it as well, as far as the I don't know the technical term would be on the some of these side plates as well. So what does this bring to the table that the other Mad Dogs don't? And if we look at the quirks really quick, and of course there are possibly set of 8 quirks on this, Chris.
Yes.
Okay, can you go over what are the sets of 8, and is there any just default quirks not on the set of 8, on maybe on the Omnipods?
Just give me a second to load mine up on my side. For the most part, I mean, the key feature with this Mad Dog is obviously going to be the chin turret for kind of the Mad Dog D, kind of a proto Mad Dog D configuration. But the other thing as well is I think one of the torsos points also introduces a double missile hardpoint that it didn't have before. I'm not sure. I can't remember if it was the left or right torso that didn't have a double missile hardpoint before.
And of course, we've got missile velocity and armor on the left-right torso. Now, missile velocity, why I think this is important is on the patch notes, if you guys did not read, missile velocity is getting an increase of 10% on LRMs. Is that correct?
About 20%.
About 20%. So on top of that, you throw on some of these. That means missiles get to their mark a lot quicker. All right. So yeah, it looks like the left-right torso have its own individual quirks, but then the set of 8s are turn rate, Excel, DXL.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Garrett in the fiction was pretty much known for working with what he's got. The Mad Dog that he was in, it was pretty much well worn, I would say, which is why it still shows some damage on the actual paint job on this mech. So we wanted to basically quirk him to pretty much be as slippery as he is in the fiction.
Well, again, what's going to be interesting is mechs like this with Solaris coming out. Energy with combinations of energy and missile. Obviously, I wouldn't take LRMs, but something like streaks and or SRMs, probably SRMs. But it's one thing to note about Solaris and the divisions. Assaults and heavies are going to have to make the choice. Do I go for more of a heavy assault killer setup, or do I go for more of a medium and or light setup, right? And I think we ran into that issue a few times during the preview streams as well. So that's actually going to be quite intriguing to see how that plays out.
Yep.
All right, so those are the 2 heavies. Moving on to the medium, and that is the Griffin. Right, and that is the Ares. Go to hop into camo specs really quick. Some lore behind this one, Chris. The Ares.
So this is another lore mech from what was it, Warrior on Guard, and the Griffin Ares was actually Peter Armstrong's mech, which for those who know the fiction is actually the debut of the Yenten Lo Wang with its AC-20.
And then
this is the mech that pretty much Justin Allard went up against in his debut fight in Yen Lo Wang.
And it didn't go over too well for Ares.
No, it did not.
No, it did not.
And I remember, wasn't he like trash talking and everything? And yeah.
Oh yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, he was, yeah. All right, so this particular Griffin, what does it do a little bit different? One of the main things is 2 energy in the left arm. Most of the Griffins are right side centric. We do have the Griffin 1E, Sparky as well. And of course, if we take a quick look, you can see 2 energy over here and split. We also have 2 missile in the right torso. We have a combination of 4 energy and 2 missile. Now, what separates this apart as far as quirks, it looks like we've got 10% range and then base structure. Is the structure what, sort of distinguishes this a little bit different as far as
So
survivability?
the structure quirks are similar to other structure quirks on other Griffins, but the defining factor of this Griffin is very much that it's got the 2 energies in both arms, similar to the Sparky, but it's also got the more traditional missile pack in the torsos to give a little bit more of a traditional Griffin hero to kind of complement the Sparky.
As you guys can see, where our hard points are. Right. Let's go ahead and move on to 2 of the lights.
The funny thing is, Peter Armstrong is actually a deeper connection. I for whatever reason, I didn't think about it, but yeah, to Kai Allard and
oh yes, he does.
Yeah, so much good stuff, guys, in the books. Like I said before, support Catalyst. Also, get those books on Kindle or whatever.
You're not going to regret it.
It's really fun to deepen your knowledge, and it just makes the immersion more fun for me in these games when you know more stuff behind the mechs and the story and the lore. Anyway, it's cool seeing this mech in the game for sure.
When you're on
but
the
moving
ground,
on to this beautiful beast.
When you're on the ground, even the Irby is actually quite formidable.
Right? I know.
For its tiny little size.
Its tiny little self.
All right, so this
yes,
particular
Weapon Omega, I did. Thank you.
This particular Irby doesn't really have much differences as far as hard points. But there's something I'm going to quickly point out. Some of you guys already know, some of you guys don't. Before with max engines, we had what? A 150? 180? I think it was 180, right? So now we have...
I think 180.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 180. Now we have a... Yeah, it was 180. Now we have a 210 for those that, again, up to 113.4 kph without speed tweak. And of course, for heat sinks, you still have to add 2 more heat sinks. But we all honest with ourselves, we usually go doubles anyways. But that's a bit more that you don't have to worry about as far as top speed.
Crazy Joe, Fafnir is coming up next, but if you want to enter to win the Solaris 7 Hero Pack, which we're showing off right now, hashtag Solaris 7 in chat. Good luck.
The other thing as well, if you are equipping double heat sinks on them, is that with the higher engine cap, you have 1 less external heat sink, so it's about 3 extra crit slots than you're usually used to on other urban mechs.
Right. So that may limit you to taking Pharaoh or light Pharaoh, depending on
or
your
light
setup.
Pharaoh.
Yep. So quirk wise, it looks like we have 10% cooldown, velocity, range, and of course heat dissipation, and then armor, as I like to call the Irby, a heavy mech in a 30-ton mech's body. So one thing I did want to ask you, Chris, is we've seen a lot of quirks being changed to more of just overall, like for instance, instead of it being like energy cooldown, you just went with straight cooldown across the platform. Can you go ahead and make a comment on that? Is that just something that you are planning to do across the board, or is that just on a case-by-case basis?
It's a case-by-case basis, but there's a lot of cases, especially with those older mechs, where a lot of the quirks that we have on them pretty much were back in a time before we could do these universal quirks. So as we kind of touch other variants in the mechs, I am trying to do some cleanup passes. So if, like, say for example, I think one of the Riflemen had essentially a ballistic cooldown and an energy cooldown, both with the same percentiles, so might as well just convert that over to a universal cooldown to kind of have a bit more crossover of the skill tree, so you can kind of see the consolidated value and not have to kind of parse through multiple different quirks in the menus and everything. So that kind of cleanup where we feel like we can have it, we'll try to pretty much get to when, you know, I go through and look at the quirks for the different chassis and whatnot. But as far as the actual assignments to the mechs, it's really on a case-by-case basis. Some mechs will get kind of a more universal quirk layout. Some mechs will have more specialized quirks depending on kind of the flavor for the mech as well as the variant itself.
Okay. For answering that. Of course, I'm just messing about here, guys. I'm not an Irby pilot. I like to shoot at them. I call them annoying. But as you can see, with the 210, does make your top speed just a bit quicker. 104 kph comparatively to 113 right? So there is.
Hey,
that.
Chris, what's the
Yep.
highest division Irby?
I think Div 4. Let me pull
Yeah,
up that
I
chart.
thought it made it to
give
Div 4.
me a.
It's up there. People were like, "Why is it with assaults?" And then experienced players were like, "Have you not gone up against an
Yeah.
Irby?" Like, in
Just gonna say, just
Yeah.
wait till you guys dive into this tomorrow.
Hey, I mean, we kicked both of your guys' butts in a Nerby, and then
Well,
Yeah. Phil can blame me on that 100%.
Phil's going to contest it. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Rematch.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, so for the last Solaris 7 hero, this one's a little bit different. It may not seem like it from the outside appearance, but you guys are familiar with the Ember. This sort of flip-flops. The energy hardpoints aren't in the arms. They're in the torsos. And then you have the 4 ballistics, 2 in each arm. But that's not it. There's also one of the big things here, and I'm going to go ahead and unselect this. If we look at the base agility stats comparatively, it loses structure compared to the Ember, right? But if you notice base agility, acceleration 52.3, and of course this is unnoted out, guys. I have not used a skill tree, so it still gives you a base percentage. Also the Firestarter, 43 kph a second, 52. So there are significant changes to just the base agility of the Firestarter. So I'm assuming for the Firestorm here, Chris, the thought process was better energy hardpoints, the machine guns in the arm, or potentially machine guns in the arm, to distinguish it from the Ember. It's got higher mobility, but a little bit less survivability. Is that correct?
Yes, so some of the feedback that we've been getting on the current Firestarters is pretty much their agility, but by design, the standard Firestarter line kind of has very generous defensive quirks with it, instead of having a bit of a well-rounded agility plus some defensive quirks, because we really wanted them to be fairly tanky and kind of be a good mech for kind of considering using flamers on, because it's pretty much the name. It's pretty much the core role that these mechs, were built for. So we wanted to pretty much quirk it to kind of fit into that niche. So the main Firestarters, we really wanted to be able to kind of survive the encounters when they were using their flamers, but we did get a lot of feedback that they would like a much more agile Firestarter at the expense of some of those defensive quirks. So we've pretty much decided with this to kind of flip the table on the standard Firestarters by basically going very generously into the mobility centric to make it more of an agile skirmisher, but pretty much as a counterbalance to that, we've removed its defensive quirks that you usually get on the standard versions.
And again, I'm going to go back to, I really don't know if players will gravitate back to just taking XLs. I mean, XLs, generally speaking, always go on lights. But 4 medium pulse, machine guns, yeah, that's going to be interesting. It's going to be quite potent there. Do heavy, I'll probably do just regular machine guns at said point in time, same weight. You're going to be close range anyways. Yeah, that, I don't know. We shall see. Like I said, I'm not a light pilot. I'll be probably always, well, no, there's a few lights that I like, but they're more like mediums. So there's that.
Lights that are like mediums, mediums that are like lights, like your cicada.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, we gotta have goals in life, right?
All right, so guys, as we're wrapping up the Solaris 7 Hero Pack, I'll let Phil mess around with stuff in the background. We're going to go ahead and give away an entire Solaris 7 Hero Pack. You can buy this on MWOmercs.com. It's $30 for 7 brand new hero mechs. You get the 7 hero mechs, which include unique hardpoints and a 30% C-bill boost. 7 mech bays, 3 war horns, 1 boosted standing item that gives you 5% accolade boost, plus premium time also increases that boost 5%. You get 6 Solaris-based sponsor decals and 30 days of premium time. Very good deal. $30, MWOmercs.com. But right now, we're going to give one away for free. No dollars to you. We're going to see who this winner is right now.
And of course, we do have some, this is the Solaris 7 trophy that Darren was talking about. We also have the Solaris 7 Warhorns. There are 3 of them. Let
me know when you're going to play them so I don't talk over it.
Yeah, the A here, I'll just preview them really quick.
Do the A real quick.
So these do different Warhorns sort of every single time. There's a slight delay. All right. The B Warhorn. All right, and those 3. I'm going to move on to the C. All right, and that is that for that.
All right, the winner of this Solaris 7 Hero Pack coming out tomorrow morning. You get to dive right into these. Guess who it's going to be? That's right, it's Raven Glock. Raven Glock, are you out there? You got 60 seconds to claim your prize. And we are going to transition over to the Fafnir Preview. We will show you the cockpit items, the cockpit items, and so forth at the end. We'll give away a Fafnir pack as well. But first, there's Raven Glock. Raven, 1 sec.
We'll just move around here for you guys.
Raven, whisper me back with your pilot name. I will get you sorted, and you will be able to play these 7 Solaris Hero Mechs first thing tomorrow, right after the patch goes live. The rest of you, if you want to get it, mwomerks.com. All right, let's move over to the
Phil, just bring 1 in, not 2 of them. Just 1.
On what?
Just 1 Fafnir. That's got to be 2, right? Just kidding.
Yeah, I see what you were saying.
All right, so
Fafnir's eating a few too many of those Irby cookies.
Obviously,
but look at those guns, man. Oh.
So I just want to quickly showcase the size difference, though, in height, because we don't have the comparisons. I'll go ahead and do this right now, so you guys can sort of see here. It is considerably shorter than the Annihilator, and if you look at where the Goss would be,
that's like you and me standing next to each other.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the thickness. I'm just talking about the height.
I mean, I'm sensitive about that, man. Come on.
I know.
Trying to lose and bring me down like that. So as you can see, legs aren't too far off from being different. A little bit thicker on here, but obviously a lot more squat. So I know that was something to think about. And of course we have the Kaiju as well. It is squatter.
If anybody makes fun of how big my Fafnir is, they're gonna get 2 heavy Gauss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's my answer.
You know what it's not doing, at least it's not launching pancakes. Remember the old artwork? It was like the bore of the heavy Gauss were like literally the size of like a Volkswagen Bug.
I think it's cool. I think it's very, very unique, isn't it? It's like stands out as a very unique design.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I've always loved the Fafnir. I like big mechs with big guns. I'm a simple guy.
You know what's interesting about this too is this color on the hero, the metallic paint. It's almost like a gold fleck, or gold. That is that's pretty dope. Ooh, and you can change the colors. Hold on, let's see here. We're just gonna go and dive right into this, guys. 1 second. Red makes you go faster, and I feel like this needs a lot of red. I don't know why. My gut's telling me it needs to go faster. But then the other side of it's saying you don't need to go faster. They'll come to you. Of course, you can see the change there. Be more like an Iron Man color. Yeah, there we go. All right. So, the Fafnir. You guys are quite used to the stock loadout. This is what it's known for, right? Dual heavy Gauss. Now, what's unique about this particular assault mech, and I don't know how important it'll be in Solaris. 2v2s, maybe. But I can tell you out on the playground in group and solo, what's going to make this a little bit sneakier is the ECM capability. Now, obviously, it's a large mech, but as we all know, just not being able to get locked onto or seen potentially with this could leave it for some open surprise mech. And open surprise, hello surprise with dual heavy Gauss is not fun for anybody.
No, you remember even like Loken, was it Loken that got an initial shot on you in Factory? Yeah. I mean, if that's dual Gauss to the back.
Rip.
Yeah.
Now, what is this comparable to? What is this going to be going up against? Obviously, we've got a whole line of 100-tonners for the IS side of things. Chris, looking at the Fafnir in general, right? I know a lot of comparisons were brought to the Annihilator, dual heavy Gauss, and so forth and so on. When looking at the quirks, looks like we have base armor, left-right torso, Gauss cooldown, and then I see crit chance receiving. Is that specifically for the heavy Gauss rifles?
It's to play into the heavy Gauss in the default loadout, but the one thing that we kind of that we'll probably have to wait until Darren's scale comparison video to kind of showcase, though, is that the Fafnir is a much more squat mech than the Annihilator. So if you were to basically go into the Annihilator and compare it to the Fafnir kind of almost comes in, I don't want to say at half the height, but it is a significantly squatter profile than the Annihilator. And it can essentially crest hill. It can crest hills
without being seen
exposing
as
much less geometry than you would have to do for the Annihilator to basically bring those weapons to bear. Now, it is a wider target, which is why we have still provided it with armor quirks, but for the most part, it is a much more squat profile and can basically have much more higher mounted weapons to expose itself much less than other mechs that are of similar sizes to it, or specifically the Annihilator.
One thing you always know is if the Annihilator tries to hill poke, you see it before it's hill poking, right? And then you can also shoot it. The cockpit on this is out in front of the body. It's higher than all the hard points, and really it's about, so yeah, if you wouldn't really be exposing yourself as much comparatively.
Yes, and in comparison to the Annihilator, it's a much more squat profile, so when you're standing next to mechs, you don't stand out as a bigger target to hit.
All right, guys, and Raven Glock, enjoy those Solaris 7 Hero Mechs tomorrow. Congratulations again on that. And we are also doing a Fafnir giveaway. This is going to be for a Fafnir Ultimate Pack, guys. This is everything in the Fafnir pack, everything that Phil's about to show off. You can win for free right now by entering hashtag Fafnir in chat. Good luck, Mech Warriors. This is one I would be excited about. Not that I wouldn't be excited about Solaris Heroes, but holy cow. All right, guys, enter that, and let's continue with this sneak peek.
Ooh, little details when you have it on ultra high settings on the particle. That's actually been quite nice. All right, let's go check out that walk.
A lot of opinions on Annihilator versus Fafnir. Looking forward to seeing some Solaris 1v1 matches.
Well,
yeah,
obviously
if you walk it over
armored
to that awesome Phil, you can probably get a better sense of the scale of it.
Yeah, I'm just from a performance standpoint, I know a lot of people, the up armored, CT, left, right torso, comparatively, does having the higher profile, is that good or bad? 1v1. Let me go ahead. I'll just walk over here. I do like the walk animations. Looks good. I like it's got a little bit of like wobble in the arms. I like the
100 tons, man. It's hard to hold all that stuff up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, that's nice looking. It's definitely a cool looking mech, and especially when you look at the original artwork comparatively.
I fell in love with it, I think, in Mech 4.
Yeah.
And Iglesias did it again. Out of the ballpark, Alex.
I never liked it in Mech 4.
I did. But again, like I said, my type of mech. Big mech, big guns.
Those hips don't lie. Yeah. All right, so let's just waddle over here. Max engine size on this, Chris? Is this comparable? Is it 300?
No, it's a 325, I believe.
Ooh. All right, so we're equal here.
Remember, no skills on this, guys. In terms of twisting and so forth.
It's definitely cool looking. It's like what'd someone do? The TIE Fighter? It's got a very cool aesthetic. I like the outline. It's different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the top detaches and
right, it opens up.
It becomes a TIE bomber.
Can't fit in the barn. You don't make it fit in the barn. You build the barn around it.
You build a new
you build a new barn.
man.
I mean, if we're honest here.
Didn't I say TIE bomber?
You guys gonna be enjoying this? Yeah, and like I said, actually, and that's something I hadn't really considered was the hill poke ability. Comparatively to the Annihilator. Annihilator is great when you don't have to hill poke, and you come around a corner, you have all your firepower right there in armor. But when you try to hill poke like this, it just doesn't. You give your position away.
Well, we'll do it when you do the cockpit items. Never mind.
I already looked around. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I just wanted to get like around the inside of the cockpit.
Yep.
Cool.
It's a little, I wouldn't say it's claustrophobic. It's definitely open front panel. The front panel shape reminds me of the Hunchback, minus the gigantic not being able to see barrel here.
Yeah, it's just not as open on the sides, but very open in the front.
To be fair, you're facing towards the enemy anyway, right?
Well, what would you be seeing if you saw it at the side? You'd be seeing your guns.
Let me go to the point of view I like, which is 85.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, see?
You're at default right now, right?
Yeah. I like that. I don't know how people play smashed up against the cockpit.
It's the way my mother-in-law drives. Too.
Right?
I can't even get in the car after she's been in.
Let me go ahead and push this back for you guys. All right, let's go ahead and check out the cockpit items. So animation looks solid. The aesthetic, the outline definitely looks awesome.
I think with the Fafnir, it's one of those that people either love or hate, and I'm totally on the love side. Have been for a very long time, and I will be piloting the crap out of it.
I mean, at least it doesn't look like a Banshee. It's not. It's different. It's not ugly though. I'm sorry, Banshee. It's the truth, man. You're beautiful inside, though. I really believe that.
Inner beauty, man.
Right.
And a lot of weapons.
All right, let me hop in here. Showcase the. All right, so I know a lot of people were inquiring about the weapons themselves. Let me go ahead and strip this just so you guys can see. Right torso, you already saw the heavy Gauss rifle, right? If you do the LB20s, right? UAC 10 or UAC 20s.
I love the special camo in that one.
Also, you can do stuff like this, and this is something that we don't know. All right, so there's the placement of the second hardpoint. So let me go ahead and do like an AC10, AC5. At defaults possibly. Let me see here. All right, so it always puts the heaviest in the center. Looks like, even if you try not to. UAC 10, maybe an AC5. Yep. So it always defaults. So there's that. So obviously no dual Gauss, but you could do Goss and light Goss. It's possible. All right, on the arms, you guys already saw the medium laser placement right there. Peeps, really the main difference there. And on this particular variant, that is it as far as placement is concerned. Let's go and move on to, I'm gonna showcase the missiles here. So this particular Fafnir, quad ballistics and quad, oh my gosh, dual AC-20 with
Wait, what
SRMs.
variant is this?
This is the 5E. So this is where I would do dual 20s with a LFE because reasons. Maybe even a 300. Oh my god, no. 325. Oh my god. Hold on.
I mean, it is a 100-ton mech.
Hold on. We gotta do a thing. You could do like SRM6s, but just for lulz here, let's just roll with this. My mother of God. Russ, what have you done?
What did I do?
This thing coming around the corner. That is very nice. Dual 20s. Twinkie heavy breathing. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's go ahead and take a. Also, I want to showcase what the LRMs look like. So 1 second, MRMs, MRM 40s. Maybe a backup 20. Ooh, that looks quite nice. I like the setup stacking there. Let's see if it does the 40s on bottom. Okay, cool. So doesn't really matter as far as tube count there. You can do either or. 30 and maybe a 20. Yeah, good to go. All right, so take a look at the next one here. We have the 6R. Let's see here. I think all of these for the most part. Yeah, snub. Okay, ooh, here we go. Energy in the torsos. So there you guys go. You can see where they go. So this is interesting because you could technically do dual 20s and an energy in the torso. Yeah, you could do that. Dual 20s here.
Just a reminder, guys, hashtag Fafnir in chat right now for your chance to win a Fafnir Ultimate Pack. That's everything that we're looking at here today. Hashtag Fafnir. Good luck, guys.
325. How much tonnage? Okay, maybe. Well, I mean, you could still do it. I'll drop the armor off the arms, stock up on this. Instant delete button when you come around the corner. That's very nice. All right. And of course we have the 6U. Now, this is a little bit different. And I think, Chris, am I correct in saying the 6U it's a departure away from all the other, which are base, well, that and the hero. Base ballistics in the torso. This moves to ballistics in the arms, but no lower arm actuator allows you to do LB UAC 20s. Not LB 20s though. Need slightly more. So, no. And let's go take a quick look at location here of the peeps. You can see. I think it's pretty much the same location, center. Let's see what the
guys. I'm gonna need you guys out there in the community to get on Fafnir build stat. I know there's gonna be you're gonna be torn between doing the Solaris heroes or whatever, but I need Fafnir builds.
So, question, and Russ and Chris, I do believe we already have an answer, but someone did ask it, and we assumed, and I think Paul might be here too. These mechs that are coming out, the division boards that people have seen and that are posted, when new mechs come out, they're playable in Solaris, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
The Fafnir is going to be initially seeded in Division 1 and Division 2, depending on the variant.
There you go.
He's lying.
How you doing, Paul?
Doing fine.
How was lunch, Paul?
Very quick. Just spa.
All right.
Are you suggesting that this is a Division 7 mech, Paul?
Yep.
What?
Okay, there you go, guys.
I don't care.
Are going up against it.
I don't care where it is. I'm still going to play it.
Yeah.
Sure.
The Fafnir's a monster.
Yeah, that's what I told Russ a second ago. I was like, what have you done?
So hey, I'm gonna have to jump off now. You know, I got games to develop, but love the stream. Thanks everybody for coming. We got almost 600. Oh, well, I guess we're approaching almost 800 in the channel here
Yes.
on like a Monday at noon, so that's pretty sweet. Again, I think one thing I just wanted to say in closing is some thoughts on the bolt-ons. If you guys are going to show some more of those, but yeah, I mean, I think overwhelmingly people have really received it well. I think there's been, you know, some people that are concerned like that it's a little cheesy, and I guess what I'd say is I kind of fall in with you guys. Like, I'll give you some piece that like Dennis and I too, and we all love Dennis, our art director. He kind of feels the same way I do. So I think some of the little more outlandish ones that you see now are kind of like as far as we're willing to go. That statement will kind of disappoint the top hat people who just gotta have their top hats. Not going to see anything like that for the foreseeable future. But otherwise, I'm really happy with the. I basically just said, make sure you guys push the super cool, badass looking ones as much as you can, and that's our direction. And my only real regret for patch day tomorrow is that we just don't have them on enough mechs. So your favorite mech may very well not have any bolt-ons functioning for it yet, but we've hired specific resources, pushing hard on it, kind of like decals. We hopefully within a month or 2 or 3, like there's just going to be, we're going to be adding a whole bunch every patch. So anyhow, thanks for the preview stream, guys. I got to jump. Got to go make games for my favorite people.
Awesome. Thank you,
Awesome,
Russ.
man. Thank you for being here, Russ, and we will talk to you soon.
Wow. So, yeah, I'm actually very... you know what's cool about getting mechs like this is when you do have direct comparisons to performance, I think it gives... I mean, Chris, you could say now having the Annihilator and now the Fafnir, you can give it a nice comparison compared to another mech that can do similar things as well. And yeah, so this is going to be interesting. Again, I didn't consider really the height an issue with the Annihilator, just because it's all out, when you come around the corner, fuel heavy gas and stuff like that. But when we compare these two as well, let me compare one I haven't worked out. Stats wise on agility, looks like Fafnir looks about to be on par. Yep, looks like it's on par with the Annihilator, so no difference there when you compare it to the King Crab and of course Atlas. The Atlases, it depends on which one you are using. There's some differences like the Boar's Head, and of course the new Kraken has a little bit more as well. It's like the King Crab Universal. A slight on the Kaiju. All right, so yeah, it's about the same agility that you'd expect in the others. That's how this is gonna feel. And of course, we do have the hero. So let me go ahead and showcase this because we do have a slight different combination here. And again, this is a 100-tonner that does have ECM. I know it's not the end-all be-all to some players, but I like ECM. I don't know how much ECM helps on an assault this size, but if one thing I've learned is if an Atlas can be a sneaky bastard sometimes, ECM wouldn't hurt, right? So now you've got a Fafnir that can do that. I'm gonna go ahead and quickly showcase the left torso here. Of course, we know where the energy goes, so I'll go ahead and showcase those really quick. But where do those missile slots go? MRM 40? Oh, that looks cool. All right. All right, so the second missile slot goes up top. Let me see if there's any difference with the just SRMs. All right, first SRM. Let's see if there's a second one. Okay, second one. So pretty much the first round of missiles goes on the inner, and the second one goes up top. So this is what rockets look like. So obviously the most would be the 40s. Of course, it doesn't really change that.
Special guest just stopped by, Mr. George Duncan Fisher Ledoux. George, how you doing today?
Hey guys, doing
Hey,
good.
hey.
I just been working and just saw that you were doing the Fafnir, and I wanted to see it, and there it is, and it is glorious.
That's a big boy, isn't it?
He likes to
It
lift
is.
and eat, and then lift
Do you like
more.
George? Do you like how subtle those guns are?
Yeah, they're just so, they're just so casual and just
Aren't they?
They're beautiful. That's
Yes.
quite a metallic, shiny paint job you got there, Phil.
Yeah, well, no,
It
this
is.
is the base for this. It's the
That's the
hero.
base?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the
wow.
base color. Yeah, it's
Now the lore behind this hero is it's essentially supposed to be the Archon's mech. So
Oh,
the
okay.
leader of the Commonwealth.
Oh, then I think this is only appropriate, right? Savior. Put that right there. I mean, it's only appropriate, right? I mean, and royalty,
go, yeah.
right? Royalty purple. Do the gold. It's the best gold color, Darren.
Did you just say what is the best gold color?
Yeah. Well, there's multiple shades, dude.
The color that's money.
I do not know what the best gold color is.
Yeah, you do.
That's a personal opinion thing, and you're more than welcome to pick your favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know that I have gold on any of mine. I use my yellow that I use. So my camo spec or colors are always black, gold, and white. But it's Clan Jade Falcon yellow or
That's the
something
one
like
I
that.
got. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Paul, the jump jet. When is that going to be a sponsor or patron?
Jump jet fuel?
Yeah, jump jet fuel.
Well, we're actually trying to come up with mixology to make it taste good, but other than that, it's about ready to go into a can.
Yeah.
I think making it taste good is a first initial goal. I definitely am down with that.
It's not gonna be easy though. Aren't some of the ingredients like apple cider vinegar and shit like that?
It's the 31st century's Tide Pod.
I think that's a
beautiful.
secret recipe. I don't know that Paul's going to give out that info.
That's classified. Of course. We do have...
Probably tastes like Moxie.
It involves milking a cat.
Oh, great. That's Paul's job.
And I'm
we're
done
done.
testing that drink.
All right, so we're going to move on to the cockpit items. So there's two standing cockpit items. The first one is Pool of Wealth. I didn't know this going into this, but the Fafnir dragon, Chris, you were mentioning that's actual lore behind it.
It's ancient Viking lore. I think it's
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
like a
That's why I
Norse.
didn't know.
It's a Norse dragon, I believe.
So
Yeah, it's not like BattleTech lore. It's
well, I mean, they also adopted it.
because no dragons in BattleTech, Phil.
That's what you think,
But that
dude. If there's
that little dragon guy looks a lot like the bats in the caves.
The bats. Or even worse, the spiders. And we do have the, of course, walking spider cockpit item as well. So, yeah.
So the other one that we have here that you can also get is the walking Fafnir, and probably past it.
Should be under F's.
Is it?
Shouldn't it? I don't
No,
know.
I thought it was like walking.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it is.
Oh, Fafnir walk. Okay, yeah. There it goes. So there we go. I actually dig that one. It's sort of like the Annihilator. I think that's my favorite out of the two. We also have the Beating Heart dragon. Again, dragon theme. And the Warhorn. Now, this was slightly delayed earlier. It'll be fixed on patch day, but the Cyclone Subwoofer.
Speaking of Warhorns, has anybody turned that kapow that they got me to record yesterday into one yet?
Let me play that one more time, guys.
I want one so bad.
You too. I like that. That is different. Yeah, I like that one. It looks cool. It's out of the way as well, down at the bottom.
It looks like the Fafnir guns, man, is what it looks like.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what
yeah.
I was thinking.
It's like and maybe like, it's up there with my wubs.
Yeah, it's a wub horn. We got another wub horn. So tomorrow I expect a lot of people giving wub.
Needs more bass, like boom, 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 right? And then you turn down the lights, break out the glow sticks. Did I ever tell you about my glow sticks thing in Afghanistan, Aaron? Did I ever tell you that?
Well, does it include farting? Because
No.
I feel like it.
Nope.
Okay, then no, you haven't told me that one.
All right. So let's go check out, before we head on out here, let's check out the camo patterns on the Fafnir.
Once we're done with the camo patterns, Phil's going to give me a hero pose in one of the maps, and then I'll do the Fafnir giveaway. Hashtag Fafnir in chat right now for your chance to win an ultimate Fafnir pack. That's everything that comes with the Fafnir. Good luck, Mech Warriors.
All right, so I think it's only appropriate if we do gray, orange. So this is the Franken. Oh, that's cool. Dragon head up top. So
New camera, you can actually see that
right, yeah.
detail.
And also with the new spectator system in Solaris, they'll be able to like see these things too.
That is beautiful, that dragon on top.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Rotating cam for the win.
All right, of course, oops. Let's go ahead and continue. Woodland only is appropriate if we actually do camos.
It's so jarring going back from like the internal builds
Right.
that has the free cam back to the standard game.
I said that last night when I was streaming. I was like, this thing. Pretty good. Vagabond looks good. I'm always concerned on these are the higher res, so that's good. Solid. Let's see, Buccaneer. I feel like it's always appropriate to show Buccaneer in like bright colors. I always feel like red, white, and or red, black, and or like the standard. You can see all the deep.
Paul, a spoon.
Paul, there is no spoon.
Look at that.
All right, and of course we have the Davian. Go ahead and I'll just showcase these real quick.
So George.
Yeah.
Starting tomorrow, when you're watching MWO streams, you're going to be hearing your voice a lot. Isn't that a weird thing? I mean, I guess it's not.
It's very strange.
You're a vet of the industry. You're used to hearing your name or your voice all the time. But yeah, like you were saying when you're in chat, it is weird when you're yelling at yourself.
Yeah. That's definitely a strange thing. But you know, like you said, you get used to it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm having an issue over here.
Don't die, George.
I know I got too much stuff to still record for Solaris. I can't.
And MechCon this year, and yeah, man.
And next year and the year after.
And next year, and you got some.
Sorry, bud, you're stuck with us.
Appointments on your schedule.
Well, good. It gives me something to live for, right?
There you go. Mech porn.
Sorry, George.
One of the highlights of this past MechCon was just getting to meet Paul in person. I really didn't think he was real.
Did you get a hug?
No, but he bought me a beer. And shit,
Better
that's
than a
even better.
hug. Yeah.
And Chris, I've met him before, but Chris is a great guy.
Don't tell Matt. It'll go to his head.
Spouse. Oh my God, his wife is so nice.
She is.
She is.
I don't
She's
know.
a saint.
I don't know how he landed that one. Right.
It's the sexiness of robots.
Yes.
Dude,
it's all the robot talk.
You know, you laugh, but she's a super geek too. So you might not be too far off from that.
I think she rivals Chris.
Oh,
as far as nerdom.
She is.
Are you guys talking about Chris's wife?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
we are.
She's a bigger nerd than like all of
Affectionately,
us.
Paul.
I sat across from one of the nerdiest conversations I've ever witnessed in my life between his wife and MGM talking about
MGM,
anime.
yeah.
I don't doubt it, dude. I don't doubt it.
Awesome. So
MechCon is a great time, guys, to get to know the devs, get to know each other, the community. It's a lot of fun, and like we've mentioned before, this year it's 2 days. We're going to get more time to hang out, more time to
but
buy
Darren,
people drinks,
when
etc.
will more information be posted and I can buy tickets? Darren,
As soon as Matt gives it to us.
you say these things. I want to throw money.
It's something to look forward to, man. I think you can just check out, continue to head to mechwarrior.com and probably see information there when it goes live. Of course, we'll be tweeting the hell out of it when it is. All right, so you're heading into the testing grounds. You're going to give me a hero pose, right?
Yeah, bro. I
Flex those
yeah.
big pecs.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, guys, you've got about 30 to 60 seconds left to enter the Fafnir Ultimate Pack giveaway. Hashtag Fafnir in chat right now. Good luck, mech warriors. When is the info? Like I just mentioned, guys, I don't know. It's being worked on constantly. I'm sure it'll get even more attention post-patch once Solaris is out. And as soon as it is available, we will be shouting it from the mountaintops, I promise you.
I was going to say, out of all of the sneak peek previews we've done, this has been the number one. As
Oh,
far
by
as
far.
viewers. Live.
By far, there's a lot of Solaris hype, excitement. I can't wait to see what happens with it. I want to spectate.
I think each one of the shows probably built on the next one.
Sure.
And it is a weekday now, and people are at work and they don't want to work, so
Yeah, less than 24 hours until the patch.
So I know a lot of people took yesterday off, so I'm wondering if they took today off as well.
Well, yesterday was Sunday, but yeah. No, wait. Yesterday was Sunday.
So Darren,
yeah.
This
Did you
is-
just shut down your mech?
this is sad Fafnir face.
Oh, is that what that is?
And then
I thought you were getting ready to do squats.
this is
I know,
happy
or-
Fafnir face. See the difference? It's very subtle.
Not very subtle.
Wah, wah.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, we want to thank you again for showing up for all of the Solaris preview streams. We had one Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Phil, are all three of those up on YouTube?
Yes, they are, and they are live.
All right. So all three of those are highlighted. They're up on YouTube. You can go check them out. We highlighted different sections of Solaris 7. We did some 1v1s. We did 2v2s. Had a lot of fun. You can check those out on our YouTube channel. And this will go up on YouTube as well if you got in here late. Don't worry, this will be up there. You can check out everything that has to do with the Solaris 7 heroes as well as Fafnir. And we totally appreciate you being here. And we're going to show that to you right now by giving away another mech pack. It's going to be the Fafnir Ultimate. And the winner is...
By the way, Russ did say MechCon will be December 7th and 8th in chat, so write that down.
Thank you, Russ. There is a confirmation on the date. Tickets are not for sale yet. As soon as they will be, we will let you know. But that's the 7th and 8th. Put it on your calendars. We sold out last year. Had significantly more people there than the first year. This year, we're upgrading to a bigger space because we need it. This is going to be huge, guys. It's not only another MechCon, but it's also the launch party for Mech Warrior 5 Mercenaries. It is going to be crazy. It's going to be 2 days. It's going to be family friendly. So much fun. Can't wait to see you guys again. And the winner, going to get back to it, of the Fafnir right now is... Azriel. Are you there, Azriel? Let us know. You got 60 seconds to claim your prize, sir.
Let's see. Let me know if he responds.
And as we're waiting for Azriel...
The odds are not in your favor, obviously. Yeah, let me go ahead and give some quick shout outs here.
But can you circle around the mech, get a different viewpoint?
Yeah.
Or pull back a
I mean,
little bit?
I'm posed. You want to... Poser doesn't...
Darren, Darren likes the rear view.
I'm just saying. Azriel, you got 20 seconds, sir. Azriel, 20 seconds.
As we wrap up, just want to say thank you again. If you're new to the channel, make sure to click that follow button above. Shout outs to Infantryman Gaming, 19-month resub. Thank you again for the support. Thank you to Dom for the tier 1 sub. Thank you for the bits. A lot of you guys are dropping bits. Dry Gook as well. Thank you, Dry, for the tier 1 sub, as well as Wrath with the Prime sub. We had the Strider with a 9-month resub, and Lord Losh with a 2-month resub. Darren, you want to reroll?
Nope, Azriel's here. He got it. Azriel, I just whispered you. Whisper me back with your pilot name. I'll get you sorted on that. Also, people are asking about the tournament support pack. That will go live when the rest of the tickets go up and etc. It's not live yet. It will be as soon as possible. We want to get you as much value for that pack as possible, obviously. So I will try and get some info from Matt post patch day. So it's going to be a busy day tomorrow. But as far as MechCon, here's what I'll tell you guys. I will get you MechCon info as soon as I can get MechCon info. Even if it's just like, this is when we're going to announce it, or, next month we'll have information, whatever. I'm going to dig into it. I'll let you know.
December 7th, 8th, you already know it's going to be that weekend. So for those that are going to be coming up, you go ahead and put that on your calendar. Some other shout outs. Apostle, thank you for that dono. Pseudo for the bits. We got Seismic Wolf with the bits. Tabar with the 15-month resub. We've got Weapon Omega with 16-month. Made this just for NGNG events. Who is not Paul, I discovered. A 15-month resub. MW.
Well, there goes that theory.
Faustington with 19 months. We had Fac with 3 months. Shit, this list keeps going on and on and on. Thank you guys so much. It looks like we got brand new sub. Darth Shark Ray, thank you for that Prime sub. Thank you, Paul, for the bits. And all of you guys out there, hey, if you enjoyed yourself, make sure to click that follow button, like I said. And of course, if you want to take the relationship a bit further, maybe check out becoming a sub. There's different tiers for everyone. And of course, you can sub absolutely for free via Twitch Prime. All you got to do is link your Amazon account, Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and you get 1 month. Every single month, you can sub absolutely for free to a streamer of your choice or channel of your choice. And I'll do my best to bring you back. Todd Cam just gifted a sub to Melted Snow Girl. That is very generous. Thank you, Todd Cam. And of course, while you guys are here, also another passive way you guys can support the channel is use our Amazon affiliate link. It is in down below. And of course, if someone wants to link that in chat as well, if you guys shop on there, just use it. The bookmark gives it kickbacks. That's all you got to do. It's a passive way to support the channel. You want me to swing around the camera? Is that what you're trying to say? You want me to get the better side? Is this what you like? Is this what you like?
I like it. Azriel, you now have your Fafnir Ultimate Pack. Congratulations. Enjoy that. And let's see. Who was I talking to earlier? Who was the previous winner? Ravenglock. Enjoy your Solaris 7 Hero, sir. Thank you all for being here. And what we're going to do now, as you guys know, we had four streamers help us out throughout the weekend doing the Solaris previews. It was Nutty Rat, it was Star Wolf, it was Loken Plays. We hosted all 3 of their streams, but the 4th person that helped us out was Haven Kendrick. He is streaming right now. We are going to raid Haven as a big thanks for him helping us out. So please, everybody in chat right now, head over to Haven's channel. We're gonna raid him and let's follow him. Let's break his alerts. I love messing with him, and he's a really fun guy. So
thank you.
And he will be at MechCon most likely again, guys. So
thank you, OMC Boone, for gifting George Ledoux a sub, as well as Todd Kim gifting Paul a sub. Thank you, Pseudo, for the bits. Thank you guys for all the generosity and supporting the stream.
You guys are awesome.
Thank you guys so much. By the way, if you guys missed Bolt-Ons, it's on our YouTube channel already. So down below, click the YouTube channel. Bolt-Ons already leaderboards. We did at the very beginning of the stream. We also did the new supply cache system as well. So we will get this up on YouTube ASAP. So we're gonna go to round it off and send you guys over to raid. Raid so hard. Raid like you mean it. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be back tomorrow afternoon when the patch goes live. Probably even tonight. Have a great afternoon if we don't see you. Until next time, Mech Warriors. Peace.
See you guys.
Have a good night, everyone. Or a good day.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Russ. Thank you for being here. And thank you, George, Duncan Fisher, Ledoux. Can't wait to hear you more in-game.